In this particular presentation, I'm going to guide you how you're supposed to conduct yourself as a candidate before, during, and after the examination. Without wasting much time, let's get started. Now, before the exams, what you are supposed to do, I've just summarized 3 key points in order to make this video very short. Number one, you need to report to the exam hall very early. If you are late, at least 1 hour before the paper, you must be at the exams center. Always try to report to the exam center as early as possible. Secondly, when you are seated for the exams to commence, always try to start with a prayer and make your prayer very short. Try to commit the startup of the exams in the hands of the Lord. Pray to Him to grant you retentive memory. Pray to Him to let you recall whatever you have learned so that you can reproduce it onto the paper. But as I said, try to make your prayer very short. After that, before you start answering the question, I will urge you to read through all the questions to select the best questions that you can answer. You must read through all the questions to select the best question you can answer. Remember, every question carry equal marks, so there will not be more marks awarded to you selecting the most difficult question or you selecting a particular question. Every question carries equal mark. If the paper you are writing has a compulsory question, you may answer the compulsory question, or you can even go to the optional questions and answer it before you come and answer the compulsory question. Apart from the compulsory question, all the other questions will will carry the same marks. So always try to look out for a question that you can easily answer as fast as possible, and a question that you can answer to get more marks than any other question. Those are the questions you should be looking out for before you do the selection. So please don't just start answering. Please select the questions you are going to answer before you start work. It is very, very important. And remember that question 1 may be the simplest question to student A, and the same question 1 could be the most difficult question to you. So you shouldn't answer a question that a friend is answering. You know yourself more than any person knows you. So you select the questions you can answer best for yourself. Now, during the exams, what you need to do: 1, start with the easiest question you can answer. This is just linked to what I just mentioned earlier on. Yes, among the number of questions you have selected to answer, there will be a particular question that is the simplest, or that is the easiest among all the other questions. I encourage you to start with that particular one before you answer the others. So that is what I mean, starting with the easiest question you can answer. Secondly, avoid copying wrong questions. You should be very vigilant. Try to copy the right questions and answer them correctly. Remember that copying a wrong question signifies you setting your own question. You will bear with me that if they should allow you all to set your own questions, then everyone will pass the exams. So since you are not allowed to set your own question and answer them as such, likewise, you must always try to copy the right questions, because copying the wrong question will mean that you are setting your own question and you will not get marks for that. All right. Then the third point is related to the second one. So here I'm saying that you should always refer back to the question paper whilst you are answering the question. This point is very important in order to avoid you copying wrong question. If you refer back to the question paper to see the question you have copied or you are answering, you will use that to detect whether you are actually on course or you have deviated. Sometimes you may be catch up with oversight. You didn't look at the question very well. So as you refer back to the question once in a while, it will put you on your on it will put you on course as to whether you are answering the right question or you have deviated. If you have deviated, you can easily correct that. And if you're on course, then you keep on going. The last thing I want you to do during the exams is don't be in haste to finish early. Never be in haste to finish early. However, you should be time conscious. Yes, you should be time conscious. However, you shouldn't be what? You shouldn't be in haste. So you need to take your time, go through the questions and answer them perfectly. I always say that doing well in the exams, getting grade 1 or A1 and the exams is not about you finishing all the questions. It's about you doing the right thing. Yes, someone might answer some of the questions and do well than someone who has claimed to have answered all the questions. So that is why I meant by saying that you shouldn't be in haste to finish early, but you should be what time conscious. So you need to plan your work and be time conscious so that even if you don't finish all the questions, you can still pass and pass very well. Now, what about after the exams? What should you do? Now, after the exams, here, what I mean by after the exam is after you have finished answering all the questions. You in a situation whereby you finish answering all the questions and they still time. What are you supposed to do? One, you need to read through all your scripts. Yeah, when you read through all your scripts, at least you might have detected one or two errors that you need to correct. Remember, correcting just one error in your script can change your grade. It can actually change your grade because one mark can change your grade. That is why you need to read through all your scripts. When you just finish the last question, you shouldn't be in haste to, to submit your paper. Always try to read through your script to correct some errors that you might have committed. The second thing is to ensure that all question numbers are clearly written. The examiner will not be happy with you if you don't indicate the question number and you are just answering the question. So sometimes, due to oversight, you might not have written some of the question numbers, especially sometimes some of you use more than one page to answer a particular question. Let's say you use 3 pages to answer question 4. If you write question 4 in the first page, you're supposed to write the same question 4 in the other pages as well. Any page that you are using to answer even the same question again, you have to repeat the question number. So if you didn't do that, you make sure you clearly indicate the question number up there. Then another thing is the cover page of the answer booklet. They have indicated some rectangular box. You're supposed to write the question numbers you have answered in order of your answering inside that particular rectangular box. That particular details is also very necessary. So don't forget to do that one as well. If you are done with all this, what you need to do is to pray once again. You need to pray. Yes, a short prayer once again, and now submit your script. Before leaving the exam hall, please always make sure that your script is received by the invigilator before you leave the exam hall. It's very, very important. Then after the paper itself, after you have left the exam hall, make sure that you don't concentrate on discussing the paper you just finished, but rather concentrate on the next paper. Some of you, sometimes you finish writing the exam, then you ask yourself, "Dear, question one, what was the final answer?" Maybe it was one of the working subjects, say mathematics. Or what was the final answer to question one? And someone will say, "Oh, -3." Oh, sorry, me, I had +3. Then you just disturb yourself like that. You'll be thinking about this error you have committed and it may affect you in the next paper. So that is why I'm saying that after the exams, do not concentrate on the paper you just finished. Don't bother about the mistakes you have made, but rather bother about the next paper. When you are done with all the papers, you can now talk about those things. But don't let the mistake you have done in the paper you have written in the morning affect you in the afternoon paper, or even affects you in the coming days or the papers that you are yet to write. So these are some key things I want you to take as you prepare for your exams. I wish you the very best of luck in your impending examinations. May you come out with flying colors.